Parents strongly caution the following programs are intended for mature audiences over the age of 18. These programs may contain some material that many parents would not find suitable for children and may include intense violence, sexual situations, coarse language, and suggestive dialogue.
All right, happy Friday night. We are here with Jennifer from Ignescent. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Well, I am fantastic. I'm actually sitting out here poolside. Normally I would be in my studio, but I am here watching my parents' dog while they're in Oklahoma. So I'm doing it outside.
Awesome. That's pretty cool.
Anyways, so tell us a little bit about the band, where y'all got started, how long you've been doing this, because I'd never heard of your band until you emailed us and I was listening to music. I was like, damn, how the hell do I not know about this?
Yeah, we've been around a few years. I'm from the Chicago area. Yeah, so we just recently released an album through Frontiers Records. And we also just released a single called Goodbye featuring Jason Marino, formerly of Drowning Pool, and Billy Gray of Fozzy. And then we'll be releasing actually another song next month and a music video that JT Ibanez directed in July. So yeah, we've been busy and have a lot of shows coming up, and I'm just really excited. So
Okay.
I really do like your guys' videos too. Very creative, but it puts the point across. I like them. I've been checking them out.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So one of my first questions is always especially with touring artists, and everybody has them. And even me I've played in bands and toured around and emceed. What is your favorite venue that you have ever played so far, and why?
Yeah, that's a great question. There's a few. I love the Forge in Joliet, Illinois. We opened for OTEP, I think it was last year, and we played with a bunch of other bands there. I love that venue. It's big. It's just really cool. And it's just a lot of fun. So that's a place that I love. We've played at Rock Fest. We're actually playing this year too in Cadet, Wisconsin. Same day as Jelly Roll. So I'm super excited about that. And I love Rock Fest. It's an awesome time and so much fun.
I was actually supposed to go cover that media wise a couple of years ago, and it ended up falling through, and we ended up not making it. And I was so mad. I was so mad. I wanted to go to it so bad. I'm gonna make it up there at some point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it up there.
You have to, definitely. It's awesome.
Is there anywhere that you haven't played that you're absolutely dying to go?
Australia. I would love to go to Australia. I don't know, just any venue there. That would be awesome. But we are going to Europe, actually. We're playing at a festival in Germany in September, and then we're doing like a European tour and around that, and doing some dates in France. So I'm excited about that. But so far, nothing in Australia. So maybe one day.
Yeah, Australia.
I worked for another radio station at one point, and I had this character that I would portray, this crazy clown character, and I would mess with the bands and ask them just really bizarre questions and kind of like try to freak them out. And we had a chance to go, me and my at the time partner had a chance to go to Australia.
No way.
Go so bad. And she did not want to do it because she was like, everything that can kill you, if every animal is in Australia,
well,
she would not do it. Like,
really?
Do it. I was like, come on.
Oh, man.
She's like, no.
It's not like you're going to be out in the deserty area or something. You're
right. I know, right? That's true.
Like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I'm like, but it's Australia.
I know, man. I would have gone hands down.
All right.
I would have gone on.
All right, so Trey, Brian, what is your favorite road snack? That's not bad.
Yeah. Ooh.
That's a good question. Yeah.
What's a must
snack. I would say Cheetos. Like,
hot or regular?
No, regular boring Cheetos. Unfortunately, they're a mess. I get them everywhere else. The cheese on my fingers, but I don't know. I'm obsessed with Cheetos and combos. But yeah, super healthy.
My thing is like anything gummy, like gummy, some sour gummy worms, and we actually had to do a 3-day tour with David Ellefson's side project, Killer's Confession, Saliva, The Crown, and a few other bands, and it was like a little day traveling festival. And my favorite thing, if you hit Texas, you have to go to Buc-ee's.
Okay.
Problem is they make all their own candy, and they've got an entire wall that's probably 20 feet wide and like 6 feet high of nothing but 50 million different combinations of gummies. I think I stood there for probably a good hour and a half.
Did
out what packages of gummies I wanted. And one of the guys that was traveling with us came up and he just grabbed one and slammed it in my chest. He was like, go. Just go.
That's awesome.
We gotta go.
Yes, so Buc-ee's a great spot. You gotta go there.
What was the pivotal point that made you actually decide that you want to be a musician and that's what you wanted to do? Was there a band? Was there an instant that you were just like, at that moment, you're like, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I want to do. And nothing's going to stop me.
Yeah. Well, when I was 15, that's when I kind of decided this is what I want to do with my life. At 15, though, I didn't know what I was doing. Like, I was a little bit clueless, as we all are at that age. But I just started singing, like, just at high school events, that sort of thing. Sometimes at churches, and so it just kind of. And I started writing music too, but I didn't really do that much because I just didn't know what to do. But then I saw bands like, as I got a little bit older, bands like Flyleaf. I love Lacey Sturm. I love Flyleaf. Like, she's a huge influence for me. And bands like Skillet, they're just, I don't know, to me, just the high energy performance and the music and their voices and just all of that together just like really excited me. And so I decided I'm going to do this. I'm going to put together a band. And just, get out there and do what I can. So I put a band together and I just started booking myself. I started managing. I started doing social media. I would spend like hours a day, probably 3 to 4 hours a day just on social media, posting on every single like site and, Twitter, Facebook, just whatever there was to post on Facebook just to get the name out there. And I was kind of obsessed with it. And but yeah, and over time it just kind of grew, and then one day I got an offer to open for Flyleaf, and that was insane, and open for Skillet, and open for these bands, and it just started kind of coming together, after just working at it and doing shows and all that. So, but I think a lot of it was just seeing like bands like Flyleaf and and just seeing them on YouTube and just getting inspired and just thinking this is what I want to do. So
I never got to see them. I got to see Lacey as herself, like going solo, but of course she did a bunch of the Flyleaf stuff.
Yeah.
But it was at Welcome to Rockville a couple of years ago. And that woman had so much energy that I was flipping tired by the time I was watching her. I was like, God,
Yeah.
like this woman is all over the damn place. Cause like, that's the one thing that I did admire about her is she puts on a show.
Yeah. She's awesome.
And it's like, you want to go there. You want to see the high energy. You want to see them put on a show. You don't want to see them just standing in one spot the entire time, staring at the crowd.
Right.
And the music. I mean, hell, I can go to a local bar and get that.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, if you're going to a show, like you go to a show. So that kind of goes into my next question. How much emphasis do y'all put into your live performance? And do you set it up? Is it choreographed, or you just go up there and just go at it?
Yeah, that's a great question. We put a ton of emphasis on that. I believe that's like one of the most important things. And so some of it's a little bit choreographed, here and there. Some of it is just kind of going out there, and you get that emotion, and you just get the energy out, and and the feeling of the songs, and just feed off the crowd and that sort of thing. But yeah, I put a lot of thought into it. I always get these ideas that I add to it, and like these visions that come in my head. And this year, actually, I'm adding a few things. Like I'm trying to add some like cold spark thing, you know what I mean? Like whoever will allow that, like the flame shooter, that sort of thing. I just love high energy. I love all that kind of stuff. And I also love to dance. And so I kind of put, that into it, like different kind of moves and dancing and that sort of thing. So it's just, it's definitely something that we focus on and just have a blast on stage. So.
Yeah, see, I was an MTV kid. I mean, I'm in my 40s, so I got to deal with the golden age of MTV, the MTV that we'd all love to have back.
Yeah,
it's long gone. And I remember the first show I ever went to when I was a kid. I think it was Ozfest in Dallas, and I went up to see Pantera.
Oh, nice!
And watching Pantera, I was just like, I want to be in music. Like I don't care if it's playing in a band, in media, whatever the hell it is. I want to be in music because that was amazing. I don't really know what that was yet, but that's what I want to be involved in that somehow, some way.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Everybody always has that pivotal turning point where, growing up, you're like, oh, I want to be a fireman. I want to be a police officer. I want to be a doctor. And then you get these strange kids like me that I'm like, I want to play music.
Yeah. Right.
I want to do this. I want to do that.
Yeah.
Really? That's what you want to? Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So this is another just off music question I ask. What is your favorite movie of all time?
I love like classic movies, and then older movies and current movies, everything. But one that has inspired me the most is Dead Poet Society with Robin Williams.
I remember that movie.
Do you? Yeah, I love that.
I haven't seen it in forever, but I do vaguely remember it.
Yeah. That it just, I don't know, it's so powerful, and I just love that, and I love the impact he had on those kids, and so yeah, that's one of my favorites.
All right, so we got another question from there. What is the song that you felt the most connected to that you worked on?
Like one of our own songs.
Yeah, I think that's what he means. What one of
Okay.
the songs?
Okay. Yeah, well, there's a couple. I would say the new song that's on our latest album called You're Not Alone. Because I struggle with anxiety and I struggle with depression, and that is a song just, encouraging others that no matter what you're going through, you are not alone. And so that's a song that I'm really connected to. Now, on the opposite end, I would also say Monster You Made, which is totally different.
It
But,
is.
just because things that have happened to me and, things like betrayals in my life and that sort of thing. So that is like talking about, well, these things happen and it kind of brought out that monster in me. And so I would say those two are the two songs I'm most connected to.
All right. So we got another question from the audience. What is your biggest challenge as a female lead in the rock industry?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, there are some challenges. I've been extremely welcomed in the industry, though. I've been to a ton of shows where it was literally there's like maybe 4 bands, maybe 5 bands, maybe 3 bands, and I'm the only female there, and the rest are guys. So, but to me, I'm like, well, that's kind of cool, actually. Like, so yeah, it's kind of cool. But sometimes I've had where people either want to like match me up with other female artists, and other female led bands, and which is fine. So they'll say, no, I can't put you on the show. I'll only put you on the show with like a female led band, which I think is, like, I don't have to be with another female. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. Like, that it's just like, yeah, like just put me on with anyone. I don't care. Like, I mean, I love female led bands. I love male led bands. So to me, that doesn't matter. So that's just been one challenge. They also want to like pair you up with female led bands. And then sometimes I do feel like I have to work harder, or in 2024, which seems weird that this happens, but sometimes I am not respected as a female in I don't know why it was 2024, like, but that has been a challenge.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so definitely have to work a little bit harder, I guess.
All right, I got you. So were y'all? I mean, obviously, I don't know how long you guys have been around, but were you around during COVID?
Yes.
So how bad? And I know COVID. Like, I had a lot of friends that were in some bigger bands that those bands just completely got crippled during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how the hell did you make it through COVID?
Yeah, that's a great question because there's so many bands, like you said, they just fell apart.
Mm-hmm.
It just destroyed so many bands. It was sad. But I just took the time to write songs, and we all took the time to write songs together, and do a little bit of recording, that sort of thing. So we just use the time in that sense, and we wrote a song called Remnant. And it's just like the lyrics are, we're the remnant, do you see us now? We're not going to back down. And just the whole song is about persevering in hard times and not quitting. And so I just knew that song, when the whole COVID thing was over, needed to be released. And we just, I don't know, this has been a dream of mine since I was 15. So I was like, I'm not going to work this hard and just give it up. We're just going to keep going, and pushing through the hard times. And so then, that song, like I said, came out of it, and it actually hit top 50 on Active Rock Billboard charts. And so it's pretty cool to see that happen, and how that song just kind of took off, and we were blessed by it. So
that's exciting. I would be like, oh, so
yes.
It's okay.
So do you have, and I've like I said, I've interviewed a lot of people and a lot of musicians over my time in media, and they all talk about the same thing.
Uh-huh.
Is there one pivotal rock or metal album that was just a huge inspiration to you from the beginning of your career to where you are now, and you still go back to that same album?
Yeah. Yeah, Memento Mori with Flyleaf. And then, yeah, definitely that one. Skillet too, like, with the song, like the album with the songs Awake and Alive and that sort of thing. Um, yeah, I love those. I mean, I also love I Prevail, but that's not something that, first inspired me, but I do get influenced by them. I love them. I love like the sounds that they put in their music, and I love like electronic sounds and like the current sounds and that yeah. So I would say originally Flyleaf, but now I'm kind of getting more to putting different kind of sounds like New Year's Day and the electronic sounds in there as well.
I can get down with you on that one because as my band ourselves, we started messing with like strings and stuff like that, and especially after listening to bands like Starset, because
Yeah,
I'm a huge Star. I didn't even know who the hell they were.
really.
Welcome to Rockville, and I'm sitting there and I've got the pamphlet in my hand, and I was doing media at the time, and it was in between doing interviews, and I'm sitting there looking down, and
Yeah.
I'm like, Starset, who the hell is Starset?
Yeah.
Right. And I'm sitting there looking down. I'm like, well, I've seen this band. I've seen that band. I've seen that band. I'm going to stay right here and watch it. And when they came out and they brought out the cellos and the violins, I'm like, all right, I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, right.
Sit here and watch this because I got to see how this is going to play out. They blew my freaking mind. And I did not realize, like at that time, that you didn't really see that in metal and rock at all. And now things have changed, and you're starting to see electronica and all this EDM stuff, like the bands like the Browning and
Yeah.
I Prevail, which I'm a huge I Prevail fan. And I'm just like, God, it's going to a whole nother level right now. And
Yeah.
it just keeps going and going and going.
Yeah.
So we have somebody who asks you, what is your biggest fear as a singer?
Ooh. Well, my biggest fear would be losing my voice. I mean, that kind of happened once at the end of a tour, and that was super scary. I don't like to cancel shows, and I don't like to disappoint people. So, and I love to sing, of course. So losing my voice, which it's happened. It was just for a couple weeks, but if I lost it again or longer than that, yeah, that would freak me out, definitely.
Gotcha. So another question from the audience. If you could do a tour with two other bands or artists, who would you choose and why?
Yeah. Well, I keep bringing up the same band, so you probably
right.
Who do I like? Skillet. Definitely Skillet. Yeah, I would love, like, I would freak out. We opened for them last summer at Lakes Jam Festival, and I got to talk to John Cooper and everything. And yeah, he's so like down to earth and such a nice guy. But I would love to do a tour with them. I would love to do a tour with Red. They're just such a cool band. I love their sound. And now that Flyleaf is like back together, I would absolutely love to do a tour with them. So those would be like the top bands, though I Prevail would be awesome too. I love them too.
So we got another one from Peter Russell. If you could do a collaboration with anyone from a different genre, who would it be? That's actually a really good question. I like that question.
That is a good question. Different genre. Wow. That's a hard one. Like, I'm not into pop that much. I mean, I love the catchy lyrics and all that, but I mean, Taylor Swift, she's so big. It would be kind of cool to do like, something with her.
Right.
It would be different. So that could be cool. Maybe a country artist, that would be different too. Lecrae, I would love to do something with like Lecrae, where he does some rap in the song, that sort of thing. So, and for King and Country is a cool band. I would love to do something with them too.
I got you. See, there's a guy, I guess he's kind of country, that I've actually been listening to, and I heard him for the first time about, I guess about a year ago, which is Hardy. And that guy came out, and I was like, what in the hell is this? It kind of sounds country, but it kind of sounds rock at the same time. I'm a little confused.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should like this or not, but and I kind of feel a little bad about doing it. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I mean, then you got guys like Jelly Roll who are. I've never seen that dude's got more talent in his pinky finger than I probably do my entire body, and even thought about it, because I've never seen somebody have #1 hits all at the same time in completely different genres. He had like a #1 hit in country, rock, and hip hop all at the same damn time.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like, yeah, that's unheard of. I mean, incredible. It's just incredible.
I would be happy just to be able to spend like 10 minutes with that man, just to ask him a few questions,
right,
from his standpoint, because you don't really see that very often anymore.
Yeah,
it's very, very, very rare.
Yeah, it is incredible. I mean, yeah, I would love to be that talented to do that.
So, what is one band that you dig that no one would think that you would like?
Well, Ginger, I love her. Like, you know, I can scream a little bit, but not like that. Like, she's incredible, and I don't know how she does it, but I'm so impressed by her, and I love that band. They're awesome.
I didn't know who they were at the time. And I did a small little run with Devil Driver, Ginger, and Raven Black.
Oh, awesome.
And we did this show with them, and Raven Black was opening, and then they had Ginger, and they got up on stage, and I heard her, and I was just like, the hair stood up on my arms. I was just like, holy crap. This woman is amazing. Her, and I love Courtney from Spirit Box.
Man, she's awesome. Yeah.
Well, see, I started because I really liked a lot of very obscure metal bands for a long time. Like, I was a big fan of Tony Danza, Tap Dance Extravaganza, and the Red Chord, and Job for a Cowboy, and some of them. And I was a big fan of her first band, or the band she replaced one woman with. She was in I Wrestled a Bear Once, and I was a huge I Wrestled a Bear Once fan. And I heard her, and then I followed her over to Spirit Box, and I Wrestled a Bear Once broke up, and I was absolutely heartbroken. I was like, all right, I'm gonna try this Spirit Box band that she's in. And I heard it, and I was just like, all right, it's better. I'm good with it. She is amazing on stage. Her music, everything is just absolutely awesome.
She is awesome. I agree.
Let's see. We already asked that question. Let's see. Here we go. If you could go out on a dinner date with a movie celebrity, who would you go out with? Nice.
I would say Chris Pratt, because he's just super talented, and he's hilarious in like Guardians of the Galaxy. I love that movie. He's awesome. That would be incredible. Yeah.
That's all I could ever see him as now is Star-Lord. I know he's done a million other things and everything, but like all I could think of is Star-Lord.
Yes, I know. Me too. Me too. Yeah, that's awesome. I don't know if you saw that Christmas special they had too with Guardians of the Galaxy. That's my favorite.
Oh yeah. I'm a huge Marvel fanatic, so I love anything that's Marvel that comes out. I'm going to the theaters and seeing it. Like, I'm excited for Deadpool and Wolverine. I know that's coming out in like a month, or like next July. I think. So yeah, I'm huge on that, and I love Guardians of the Galaxy. There's a lot of people that hated it when it came out. I was like, "Are you crazy?"
Yeah, I don't get it. It's hilarious. It's like, it's my favorite. But I love Marvel too. Anything Marvel, I'm obsessed. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back. All right. We got another one. Here's a good one.
Ooh.
Outside of singing, do you play any other instruments?
I wish I did, but I don't. Like, I took a few years of piano, and then quit, and I wish I never did. I'm thinking about going back and doing more lessons, but yeah, no, I just sing and write melodies in my head. So
Okay. So here we go. Here's a good one. Since y'all like Marvel, what superpower would you want?
oh, I would love to fly or shoot like lightning out of my fingers.
Okay.
Zap you.
See, I would want to be like Deadpool, be like immortal, like
Oh,
cannot die.
that's true. That was a good one.
No matter what. Because first off, I'm the most accident-prone person probably ever.
Are
And
you?
if there's any way to hurt myself in any kind of major way, the most freakish accident, it's going to happen to me. It's going to happen to me.
Oh man.
Guaranteed. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've fallen off of a stage in a million different ways.
Really?
Yes, that you could possibly think of.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I've tripped over cords that are duct taped down to the stage, and I
Oh,
somehow found a way to trip over that cord and face dive down the side of the stage a million times. And it's just gone.
He almost did it today. Don't let him fool you. He almost fell into the pool.
Really? Into the pool. Oh no. I'm glad that didn't
All
happen.
I heard was, whoa.
It happens. It happens. I totally understand.
Well, I would have had 12 minutes to get dry and redressed.
Oh, no, it's not.
It was literally
Like,
right
why are you
before.
dripping? Like, what's going on? Like,
Yeah.
Don't worry. Okay, so DC Addict here. Who's everybody's favorite DC character?
Batman.
You're too. That was really Batman. Let me guess. Marvel, it's Iron Man. Same damn character. Just
No.
whatever.
Batman.
You're no fun. I like Blue Beetle. I love that movie.
Blue Beetle? I don't think I know that one.
Oh,
See?
if you haven't watched the movie Blue Beetle that just came out like last year, it is amazing.
Okay.
Love that character.
Good to know. I'll have to check that out.
I love Blue Beetle. See, most people that are Marvel fans didn't really get into DC. I liked both.
Okay.
I was a big comic book kid. Like I was very antisocial growing up. I didn't have a whole lot of friends.
Uh-huh.
Every weekend, my grandfather, if I did my chores and all that stuff, he would take me to the comic book stores.
Oh, nice.
And let me, spend money on comic. And I'd always get like a couple of Marvel and a couple of DC. And at the time, Pogs were real popular. So I'd get Pogs and we'd play Pogs and stuff. And I tell these young people about Pogs and they're like, what the hell's a Pog? And I'm like, look, it was the simplest game in the world, but to me, it was super fun when I was a kid. Like, well, I was trying to tell a bunch of girls that I work with today at my regular day job. Yeah. They're like 18, 19, 20 years old that work the front desk. And we were talking about it. And they asked me, they're like, Dustin, you're one of the older guys around here. I'm like, yeah, thanks.
Oh, nice.
And they're like, what was some of the games that were popular when you were a kid? And I was like, Pogs. Pogs was huge. And they're like, what the hell is a Pog? I'm like, look, it was this little cardboard disc, and you had this big piece of metal, and you'd slam it on top of it, and when you knocked the Pogs over right side up, showing the design, that was points, and you'd gather the Pogs, and you just go and hit it till there was no more, and then whoever had the most, they won. Nice. And they're like, really? I'm like, yeah. They're like, that's it? I'm like, look, we didn't have internet when I was a kid. There was none of that. Like, we did have some like gaming consoles. I think the first gaming console I ever had was Atari. And I had Donkey Kong and this game called Pole Position, which was like indie whatever. I was like, yeah, we didn't have all the stuff that you kids have now. I mean, I was already out of high school by the time internet came around. Yeah. I didn't even have a cell phone until I was in my 20s.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
We
they're
didn't
like,
even have stuff in
They're like in shock. Yeah.
they're like, really? I said, "Yeah,
What?
I had a pager when I was in high school.
Yeah.
that.
They're like, what's a pager?
What? What is that? Like, nothing. Never mind. Don't worry about it. You're probably going to see it in a museum in like 10 years.
Right.
They put cassette tapes in a museum already. I saw that the other day, and I was like, "Oh man,
Oh wow.
seriously."
So somebody asked, do you have a favorite B-rated movie?
G-rated movie?
B-rated, like a independent film that's not, a mega whatever.
Oh, okay.
Like a straight to Walmart DVD $5 movie.
Yeah. Oh wow. That's a hard question. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm sorry. I can't think of an answer for that one.
Mine would definitely be Evil Dead.
Evil Dead. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a big horror film guy.
Okay.
Mine was the Evil Dead, and there's also one that Peter Jackson did, and yeah, we're talking about the same Peter Jackson that did like Lord of the Rings and Kong.
Yeah.
He actually in college did like these grotesque horror films.
Uh-huh.
There's this like off-beaten film called Dead Alive. It's a zombie flick that was absolutely disgusting, but it was a whole crap load of comedy in it. I don't know why I like it, but I do. It was funny, and I was just like, really? This is like the Peter Jackson?
Huh.
They're like, yeah, he did it in college. I'm like, how do people even find out about these movies?
Yeah.
Right? Where did they come from?
That's cool though.
All right, so somebody's daughter would like to know, what is your favorite color?
My favorite color. It is actually purple and blue. So that's why I have, one of the reasons I have these colors. So I love purple and blue. I love like hot pink, like anything bright and cheery. I love.
Okay.
Yes.
I got you. All right. So hold on. Everybody says we're making somebody feel old.
Well,
Yeah, it happens. It happens. It's all right. All right. So and this is another one of mine. What is the worst food that you've ever eaten on tour?
Ooh.
It's that gas station sushi.
Yeah.
Look, gas station sushi is not allowed.
It's not allowed. It's out.
That shit should come with a warning label. Okay, I'm sorry.
Look, it's all on you if you do that.
Cigarettes come with a warning label. I feel like gas station food should come with a warning label
In
too.
general, yes, I agree. I think I had like alligator bites. Like I wanted to try something different, and I'm like, oh, this sounds good, but it just wasn't. It had, I don't even know how to explain it, but it had like just this gross aftertaste, and like it made my throat cringe up, and I couldn't talk. I don't know. It was nasty. So alligator bites, they're just not for me. No.
I actually live in gator country.
Okay.
I deal with gators on almost a daily.
Okay.
Yeah.
She'll get texts and pictures from me because during the day, I'm actually a property manager and I take care of big mansions that are vacation rentals out on the beach. But we have a lot of golf courses in that area, tons of gators. Nice. And the thing about gator is you have to know how to cook it right, because if you don't cook it right, it's got a very wild, gamey taste to it. It's bad. If you don't marinate it and you don't do it right, it's going to taste horrible.
Yeah.
So if you're in an area and they don't have gators like locally, don't eat it.
Oh, that's good to know. Well, this is in the Midwest, so like I think it was Wisconsin or something. So that makes sense.
No.
That's probably why.
If you're in anywhere like where I'm from, I'm in South Carolina. So if you're in South Carolina, Florida, Louisiana, Mississippi, you're good.
Okay, good to know.
you can try it.
Good to know.
No.
Not New York City. No. Listen.
Like trying gas station sushi. I mean, really?
Yeah.
Really? Like, and I've actually been on tours where there was guys like, "Hey, I really want sushi. I'm gonna get this gas station sushi." I'm like, "No, you're not.
Yeah.
You're riding with me. You're not.
Right. Exactly.
You go ride with somebody else if you eat that. 'Cause you're not riding with me. You gonna get sick."
Yeah.
Do you know how long that shit's been sitting there in that
Yeah.
thing?
Ooh, gross. No. It's that's not good.
Absolutely not. No way. Okay, so here's a good one. What's the one item you can't tour without?
I would say, well, Coke Zero. I always have to have some Coke Zero with me, some Cheetos, some Cheez-Its, just some food. Like I need snacks. I need a lot of snacks.
We're gonna be best friends because you could ask Mojo. I'm a Cheez-Its fanatic. Like,
are you?
Yes. The minute I'm like, I gotta go get a snack because we'll be in here and having a meeting or whatever, and she's like, "Yeah, go get your box of Cheez-Its."
Yep.
Big box of Cheez-Its I'll carry out.
All you got to do is rattle a Cheez-It box if you want to talk to him. He'll come running.
Awesome. That's how you get him to do things, huh?
Yeah, you get my attention real fast with a box of Cheez-Its. Absolutely.
And it's the plain ones, right? Like I don't like the white cheddar. Those are no good. Like it's got to be the plain.
Don't touch my damn Cheez-Its.
Exactly.
I don't want your freaking whatever the hell you want to put on olive oil and buffalo sauce.
Right.
No, I just want plain ass Cheez-Its. Don't screw with my Cheez-Its. All right.
Thank you.
Y'all are killing me. You're killing me with all this stupid crap. I just want the plain Jane normal ass Cheez-Its.
Yes.
I don't want the Cheez-It snaps. I don't want the Cheez-It puffs. I just want the Cheez-Its. If I want puffs, I'm going to go get Cheetos puffs, which I actually love.
Those are good.
I don't like the crunchy ones. I like the puffs.
Yeah, those are good.
I don't know why. I'm not a big fan of the crunchy Cheetos. Pizza Cheez-Its. Oh, hell no. Y'all killing me.
Is it a Supreme or is it a Hawaiian? What kind of pizza are we talking about?
I know.
The only pizza chip anything I like is I do like the Pringles pizza ones. Those are actually pretty good.
Those are good. Or salt and vinegar. I don't know if you've had that. Those are really good.
See, I've had the salt and vinegar, but to me they weren't like salt and vinegar enough.
Okay.
Like I want that like bitter like bite to it. I'm doing salt and vinegar, and I tried the salt and vinegar ones. I'm like, it's not enough vinegar.
Yeah,
there's not enough.
You need more. I get it. I get
it. I'm like, this isn't working for me. All right, so if you could choose one big festival that you could headline, what festival would it be? And there's a bunch of them.
Yeah. Well, I think Incarceration would be cool. Like we played there on a stage, but to headline it, that would be incredible. Like that fest is so cool. I would love to do that. That would be awesome.
See, I went to it before DWP got a hold of it.
Oh, okay.
So I went to it during its like really, I think it was only like the second year of it, I believe, whenever I went to it. And I mean, it was even cool then. Like they had a lot of cool stuff. I mean, it did get bigger, better once they got that big money from DWP. But man, that thing was cool. Thing I would like to go now that it's so much bigger and it's gotten a lot bigger. And I keep hearing rumors that they're trying to bring back Rock on the Range.
Oh, really?
I've heard rumors for like the last 3 years that they're trying to bring that thing back.
Oh, that would be cool. I didn't know that. That would be awesome.
If it's ever going to come true. I've seen stuff on different, metal sites and hard rock sites, but it's never actually come to fruition. So I'm like, yeah, you should. You really probably should, because I think that was in, what was that, Ohio, maybe? I think that's where it was.
Yeah.
I think that's where it was. Okay, here we go.
That would be awesome.
Here's a good one. Oh, I like that one. What 80s band would you want to play with? I like that. That's a good one. I love 80s music too.
I would say either Striper or Def Leppard. Those two would be awesome.
Okay. I actually got to see Def Leppard at Welcome to Rockville.
Did you really?
Yeah, and I didn't realize it was the same year, and it was so sad because it was the same year that Soundgarden was one of the headliners.
Oh, okay.
And literally 2 weeks after I seen Soundgarden is when Chris Cornell passed.
Oh, okay.
And
Wow.
I was like, I am so glad that I went and got to see him one time
Yeah,
before that happened.
man.
And I was like, oh, crap. But Def Leppard was one of the headliners that year. And I seen them play. And I don't know, I was a Def Leppard fan for a long time. And it took me until I seen them live to realize their drummer only had one arm.
Yeah, that's incredible. Like, I have so much respect for it. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah. It's crazy. Like, he's so good. And I mean, it blows my mind. How in the world does he do that? But yeah, he's incredible.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Mojo's like, what? Like,
Yeah.
No, I know he has one arm, but I knew that. I am shocked that you guys didn't know it.
No.
I'm like, what?
It's not like I'm sitting there paying attention. Like, man,
Yeah.
does that man have all his limbs? I don't pay attention to that. But they did. They showed him on the big screen. And I'm like, that dude's only got one arm.
I know. Isn't that incredible?
About it back in the day on
All right. What song pumps you up? What is your go-to song?
My go-to song would either be like Fear of Letting Go by I Prevail. I love that song. Or Hero by Skillet. Those two just get me going. And especially when I'm like working out or I just need some energy. I'm just like, I need to listen to this. So yeah, those would be the two songs that kind of pump me up.
Everybody's going to laugh at this, but every time before whatever band we have comes on,
yeah,
me and Mojo, we sit there and we listen to Lowrider.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's
awesome.
our thing.
Nice.
That's what we listen to. That's what, right before anybody comes in, we're sitting there listening to Lowrider.
Awesome. Awesome.
Because we're both big fans of the movie Gone in 60 Seconds with Nicolas Cage. And they sit there and listen to Lowrider before they go out on that job. And we started doing it. We do it every single time.
That's so cool. I love that.
It happens every single time.
Yes.
All right. So if you could now, here's one. So if you could tour with two other bands from two totally different genres.
Oh man.
Who would you want to tour with?
Wow. That is really tough. Two different genres.
Yeah. Two totally different genres, not in your same genre.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would okay, let me think. I mean, it could be solo artists too and intervene, right? Like any.
Yeah.
I don't know, like NF.
I just discovered him
Really?
like about 3 months ago.
No way. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he's awesome. Definitely. That would be an awesome one. Yeah, NF, I would say. Man, let me think here. There's so many good ones. I would say for King and Country would be another one. They're a lot more like softer, mellow music, but I love their music. So I would say those two.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. So Lanisha, that was already asked. That somebody was re-asking where your favorite place to play was.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So what is, and they're out there. She asked that one, what is the worst venue you've ever played?
Oh, we played at the Elbow Room in Chicago. That was like one of the first places that we played, and that was just, yeah, it was not good. It was just stumpy, and they had us play literally, and like I mentioned, it's like one of our first few shows that I've ever played, and so the first few shows obviously weren't great, but we played at like 2 a.m. too. And so we waited there. We got there probably at 5, waited all night, and then play at 2 a.m. from like 2 to 3. And it just sucked. It was like awful. It was,
Right? I'm like, dang.
I don't know why shows and festivals do that. Like
Yeah.
I've never understood that, because I know, like, I've got some friends that are in hip hop, and that they've went and done the Juggalo thing, the ICP festival or whatever, together for the Juggalos, and that has them playing at like 3:30 a.m. in the morning.
It's ridiculous.
Who the hell's going to be up at 3:30 in the morning?
I know.
A relatively like unknown band,
Right?
Yeah.
like I feel like you're kind of screwing the band. I mean, nobody's going to be up to really watch them. There might be a few people that are like party all night, but my ass is old. Like, I'm midnight, I'm done.
Right.
and that's pushing it.
Right.
That's severely pushing it. Like, I'm exhausted by then. I'm done.
Yeah. So they're probably playing for like one person or 2 people, and waste of their time. Yeah.
And especially for the fact that a lot of these smaller bands, when you do those festivals, a lot of people don't know, a lot of these, sometimes you have to buy on to play.
Right.
So if you're spending anywhere between $1,000 to $10,000 as a band to play, you're expecting to play to a crowd, not 1-2 people. That's not going to do anything for your money.
Right. Exactly.
It's a complete waste. You're wasting your time. So that kind of goes into one of my next questions. Do you feel like the internet has ruined music?
I would say in some ways, yes. In some ways, no. I mean, for me personally, like, social media was a great way to get the name out there, and is still a great way to promote the band. And without the internet, that just wouldn't be possible. You know, it's just, without that, it'd be a lot harder for bands to start or just get their music out there. And, and anyone can just, get their songs played on Spotify. It's really made things easier, and it's helped the artist in a lot of ways. But then obviously you don't make a lot of money off of streaming and that sort of thing. And not a lot of people buy CDs. And so in some ways like that, it's hurt, and in other ways it's helped. So.
Right. And actually that's pretty much the same answer that we get all the way across the board is, in some ways it did, some ways it didn't. Some of the ways that it did, it gives the band a little bit more control as far as their own stuff and their own music. But also, in another hand, it's also really hard to get it out there, especially with all these, stuff like Facebook and TikTok and everything. They add all these algorithms because they want you to pay them to get your stuff out. And if you don't have a big enough fan base to get it out organically, not very many people are going to see it. Only 1 to 3% of your entire fan base is going to see your post at any given time, unless you're paying for it.
Right.
So, unfortunately, they find new and inventive ways to make the band cough up the money regardless.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to pick and choose your battles wisely on that one.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely a struggle.
Oh, here we go. What is the funniest tour story that you have?
The funniest story, I remember when we were playing at Rockfest, and we were supposed to play a couple sets that day, and all of a sudden, like, this wind came, like, really, really windy, and rain clouds, and it looked like a tornado was coming in. So we got in the car, and then literally this one guy ran by and said, "I'm gonna die." And so I started like freaking out. I'm like, oh man. Like, what's gonna happen? We're screwed. So we got in the car, and it was literally shaking. Like, porta potties were flying everywhere. Like, I'm not kidding. I'm not exaggerating. It was literally like that. It was insane. Things were blowing everywhere. And kind of funny looking back, but at the time I was freaking out. And I had my bag of Cheetos, and I'm like just eating my Cheetos from the stress. Like, please help me. And though, thank God, it just kind of finally blew over. And then there was like these weird bubble clouds, which I've never seen bubble clouds, that came up. And we got to play missed the first set totally. We got to play the next set, but it was a muddy mess. And so everyone was sloshing everywhere. There's mud everywhere. And then I think it was like right after the set, my bass player, like we were on stage and we just finished and he was there. And then all of a sudden he wasn't there. And I'm like, what the heck happened? So he just completely, there was like this big drop in back of us and he didn't know that. And he just like face planted off the stage. Poor guy. He was gone. So the whole night was like insane. I'm like, what is that? It was crazy, but we made it through.
We had something very similar happen to us. And I was the clown character. And I was there with a band called Waking the Sleeper, and I was performing on stage with them. And I had this thing where I would take a gasoline can and fill it full of beer, and I would just hose people down with this thing while they're on stage. It was a wild part. Well, same thing. All of a sudden, the storm came in from nowhere, and the band Nine Electric was about to get on stage. And me and a couple other guys from a radio station, we heard over the thing that there was a tornado literally coming.
Oh, wow.
Like crap. And so Nine Electric is freaking out because they're a national touring act. They've got all their gear up here, thousands and thousands of dollars. And it was not a covered, it was just a stage and lights, and there was no cover at all. So we start grabbing tarps and we slam tarps underneath all of their stuff. We got everything covered and we're underneath the tarp holding it down.
Oh, wow.
And I remember one of the guys from Nine Electric looks at me and he was like, "You're scary as shit." He was like, "I did not want to die today with a goddamn clown sitting right next to me. And here I am." I was like, "Well, if it make you feel any better, I'll take the mask off." I took it off. He's like, "Nope, that's worse." Because I had all this black, my whole face is just blacked out, and I got black just running all down my neck and all over everything. I got these contacts where one of my eyes are white and my other eye's like blue and pink. And,
oh man.
Yeah, so
crazy.
But I was terrified. But at the time now, it is funny as shit.
Yeah, that would be terrifying.
So here we go. What is the weirdest gift you've ever received from a fan? That's a good question.
I don't think I've received anything weird, honestly.
That's good.
I received some like actually meaningful things. Like at the last show, someone drew a picture of me and wrote like some lyrics to my song, and then just wrote an encouraging message to me. So that was pretty awesome, actually. That was really encouraging. And then I've gotten a few things, like someone gave me a bracelet with a cross, and someone gave me like a necklace with a cross in it, and just said some really cool things to me. Someone did give me, I guess this is different. I just thought of this. Someone gave me a $1 bill somehow shaped into like a butterfly. So that was, not weird, but that was kind of cool.
I got some weird stuff. Back when I worked at another radio station, there was a record label that sent me a package. I opened it up, and the first thing I pulled up was a tore up, burnt plaid shirt with what it appeared to be blood all over it.
What?
And then a bunch of toilet paper, and then a sticker of Earache Records, and then a old, like way back in the beginning MP3 player.
Really?
It said, "Please play me."
Oh,
and
wow.
It was actually one of the very first singles of the band Tala when they very first came out. Now they're big, but at that point, nobody knew who the hell Tala was.
Yeah.
And it had one song from Tala on this like old ass, like beginning, like $10 MP3 player.
Wow, that's crazy.
So I'm sitting there pulling this shirt out that's tore up. Dirt is coming out of the pack, like dirt.
Really? That's insane.
I'm like, what is this?
That's totally insane.
It was the weirdest shit, but it was nuts. It was nuts. So now that we're at the end, please tell everybody where they can find you, where they can find your music, where can they connect with you, what's your favorite outlet to connect with fans?
Yeah. So yeah, our website is just ignescentmusic.com, ignescent.com, music.com. And Facebook is Ignescent Music. You can connect with us there on the Ignescent Music Facebook. You can connect with us on Ignescent Music Instagram. You can connect with us on Ignescent Music TikTok as well. We're on Twitter too. And then, of course, all our songs and the new album is on Spotify. So if you want to listen to Not Today or You're Not Alone, Under Attack, and all the songs by Ignescent on Spotify, you can check it out there. And then if you go to the website, ignescentmusic.com, we have some merch there that you can buy, some links, and also the shows. We're on Bands in Town, and that has our shows as well. So.
All right. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight and just kind of kicking it.
Yeah.
Y'all go check out Ignescent, go to their stuff, download their music, buy their merch, go see them out on tour. On that, we love you guys. We'll see you next Friday with Edge of Destiny, and we are out of here.
Thanks for having me.